Hello, welcome to the ITB Sapling guide video where I'm going to show you how to use the Sapling, the 65 Sapling presets that come with the ITB. Firstly, you need to make sure that the add-on is turned on. So in your preferences, depending on your version, it used to be add-ons only, but now there's add-ons and get extensions. And if you type in get extensions, type sap, you'll get Sapling Tree Gen, and you want to install that. And then once that's installed, if you Shift A and under Curve, you've got Sapling Tree Gen. So click that and have a little look at the tree. Now this this might not pop up. So if it turns up and it's down here, just like that, just click it, open it. There you go. There's a ton of stuff in the sapling tree generator. I got well involved with this, obviously, because I built 70 trees. But you don't need any of this. I'll show you the bits that you might want to use. But I'm just going to simply show you how to use it as a general rule. So once you've put the sapling presets into the correct folder, the text file on in the downloads page, it tells you where to go. And once you click load preset, which is in the geometry tab, load preset, that's where they're all sitting. And I'm going to pick one that is a bit system friendly because I'm using an IK 2060. My normal computer blew up, so I'm stuck with this, so bear with me. We'll go with the Jeffrey Pine 2. So once you've clicked that, it comes in, but it only displays 2 of the levels. So before you add any leaves, all you need to do in this tab here, go to branch splitting, and then where it's got levels 2, just doink, bump it up to level 3, and now you've got the twigs as well. And I believe every tree I've built only uses 3 levels. You can go 4, but I'm certainly not going to do that on a 2060. It gets system heavy. So you've got the right amount of levels, and then if you click on here again and go to leaves, then we just click show leaves. And again, this is dependent on your system. With this tree that's this simple, it should be quite quick. There we go. Excuse the dog if you can hear it in the background. So now we've got this. If we go into render mode, it's just, obviously it's all going to be plain white and look weird. So I would just shuffle that over to the right, and then if you append, which is how you're going to do how you're going to import the trees. So I think I've got it in my quick menu, file, append, and then go to wherever your tree meshes are stored, which for me is in here. Tree meshes, and then find the one I'm working on. So it was Jeffrey Pine 2, I believe. So if I open that, you'll see 2 things for a start. Firstly, the preset is the preset that when you select it is the tree that I built. So it's going to be exactly the same. If I texture this one, it's going to be the same as that. So what we'll do is we'll add another tree, but this time we're going to make it a different shape. So same species, different shape. So again, add a sapling. We're going to pick back in geometry. We want to pick low preset and Jeffrey Pine. There he is. But before I do anything, down here you've got random seed. So it's on 0. Any number you press, it's going to random the scale as well. But if you just click through, you now know that random seed 2 is not the same as this. So if we build this, it's going to look different to that, same species. So once we've done that and given it its own individual shape, we go to branch splitting again, add 3 levels, and then under leaves, doink, and there's the leaves. Now for me, I've added linking materials as part of my quick menu, but to do it manually, you want to click the leaves we want the texture to go to, and then shift click the leaves the texture's coming from, and then under object, is it object? I should have checked this. I'm gonna find it, and then I'll tell you where it is. Right, found it. Silly of me. Object, link, transfer data, and then link materials. I'd put that in your quick menu. Now before we do the same with the bark, because there is displacement on, as you see with the the preset trees that you append that have already got the displacement and everything, the material on the branches it's still the Bark Builder 4, but you can see this is 0.001 because I've removed the strength on these, because if you put the strength up to the original, you'll see well, actually not so clearly, let me hide these start to look real weird if you've got displacement. You see what's going to, not right, which is why I've got another version of the Bark Builder without displacement, and I'll show you how I did that, and so you can do the same with this tree. So I'm going to go back into that. Before you apply the material, we want to separate the trunk from the branches so that the trunk can have displacement, the branches won't. But we need to convert this to a mesh, because if I tab, it's at the moment it's just it's a curve, which is great because you can edit it here if you wish. If you want to change it, I can't select the trunk. You can make changes here if you like, so it'd be totally individual. But I just want a mesh, so you need to select that, and then under Object, Convert, there it is, Convert Mesh, and it will just make the simplest topology it can. Now, if you select just one vertex on this on the tree trunk, and then select, there is a linked, select similar, select linked, just linked, select linked, another thing that's in my quick menu, and that will just separate the trunk. And then if you press P for popper and choose selection, now the trunk is, as you can see, separate from the branches, which is good. So now we can select that trunk, and the same thing again, Object, link transfer data, link materials, and do the same for, so click the branches, click the trunk we've just added the Bark Builder to, and again select I'm just going to do it in my quick menu, link materials, but select the branches, make it a new material here, and just put the strength to 0. And now when we open, we go into render mode, we now have another Jeffrey Pine 2. I've just given you 2 variations, but so that's how, if you wanted to make a whole bunch of individual, clearly not repetitive or repeated trees, this is how you do it. So if you had the time and the processing power, you could create a whole forest of these Jeffrey Pines, and none of them would be the same, assuming you know when you build it from the base using the random seed. But that is pretty much how you do that. If you're going in for a close-up, say for instance I'm really close, and some of these I do want to have displacement, then you could do the same thing again. You would go in, select linked, or select a vertex, and then select the linked vertices, and then you can separate that as a separate branch as well, and then you could add another material or just copy this material. And one thing about this material, which is usually unnecessary, but if I if I hide this, this will be the last tip. This trunk at the moment has, if I up the strength of the displacement to 2, no, let's go 5, we really want to see it. 10. I'm pressing the wrong one. Look. There we go. So if I put this on 4, have I got a, sorry, yes, that'd help. Put a subdivision surface over the top of the trunk. You only need it on the trunk. I'd put that up to like 5. You don't need it on the branches, like I said. So here we've now got a lot of, I'm just going to go stupid so it's clear. A lot of displacement is happening, and it's happening all the way up the trunk, all the way to the tip, when it starts to look a bit weird. So to negate that problem, if you've watched the other guide video, you'll get how this works, but this is what this pip and this displacement reduction is for. So if I turn it on by sliding it in, it's gone well down the trunk, and the reason being is because if I unhide the branches, you're only really seeing this much, but this if you wanted to, you could just bring the height up. So at the moment, the black is going to be there. So all of this is not getting any displacement. Just this white bit at the bottom, which is clear, which is visible. So I think, remember, if I go backwards with the height to the left, it will rise. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep going until I'm... Oh, I've gone too far. You went too far. Sorry, I've gone way too far. Okay, that'll probably do it. So you can see now it's letting that displacement come up properly. So now if we go back to render mode, we can see now where it's slowly going away until there's none. And that's, as I say, how you avoid any weird issues at the top. Alright, sweet. That's the lot. That's how you create and mess around with your trees. Nothing else required. We're done. Lovely. Have fun. There's a load to pick from and enjoy. Mucking around with them. Mess with the curves before you make them a mesh. You'll have tons of trees. Alright. Chably. See ya. Bye.